Welcome to the Daily Devo. My name is Jeremy. Today, let's talk about asking God to search our hearts. Let's start out by reading Psalms 139, verses 23 and 24. The verses say, "Search me, God, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts. See if there's any offensive way in me, and lead me in the way of everlasting." Psalms 139, 23, and 24 urges us to invite God's search into our hearts and to surrender to his guidance. Let's explore these verses in a simple way and consider a practical step that we can take today. The psalmist's prayer begins with asking God to search me, God, and know my heart. This means we open ourselves up honestly to God, allowing him to see who we truly are. It's like giving him permission to examine our thoughts and intentions. Next, the psalmist requests to God to test me and to know my anxious thoughts. This means we ask God to help us identify our worries, our fears, and our anxieties. And we invite him to shed light on the things that trouble us so we can find peace and healing in his presence. Then the psalmist asks God to see if there's any offensive way in me. This means that we want God to reveal any thoughts and attitudes or behaviors that displease him. We desire to be free from anything that separates us from his love and his truth. And finally, the psalmist concludes by asking God to lead me in the way of everlasting. This means we surrender our lives to God's guidance. We acknowledge that his ways are higher and better than our own. And we choose to follow his path and trust in his eternal plan for our lives. To end today's Devo, I'm going to give you some practical steps. Pick one or two and practice them this week. The first is find a quiet place and spend a few moments in prayer. Ask God to search your heart and reveal anything that needs attention. The second is reflect on your worries, fears, and anxieties. Write them down and then offer them up to God, trusting him to bring peace and healing to those areas of your life. The third is take an honest look at your thoughts and attitudes and behaviors. Ask God to show you anything that may be offensive to him. Write down the areas where you feel convicted and ask for his help in making changes. 4 is commit to following God's guidance. Make a decision to seek his will in every area of your life. Pray for wisdom and discernment as you make choices and navigate challenges. Trust in God's leading and plan for your life. Surrender your desires and ambitions to him, knowing that his ways are perfect and everlasting. Remember, inviting God's search and surrendering to his guidance is a journey. Take this step today and continue to seek his presence daily. Thanks for joining us on the Daily Devo.